So, good morning everybody, my name is Osa, and today we are playing, and we are playing FS19 on Oakfield Farm. And we're down in the forest we own. And we don't have that many trees left to cut down. So, I'm going to spend some time doing this today. That way when all the trees are gone, we can replant this and sell this land, and probably concentrate on some farming for the rest of the year. Well, not much farming to do this time of year. It's early winter. I don't think that's working too well, is it? No. Oh, there we go. That's better. One. This lot won't take much room up on the trailer. That much is certain. And I also want to speed up time to 5 at the moment. May go a bit faster later. Because we're really getting into winter here. Hey, Captain Zank. Is it Zank or Zank? Zank, sorry. How are you today? You've caught me first thing on the stream. And my thing isn't saying much, so let's refresh the stream monitor. There we go. So yeah, not had a good week, but I am well-ish now. Saturday, as I said last week, we had the kids over to visit, which was kind of fun, except I was out on the deck and had to go down. And the deck stairs fell out from underneath me, so I got all banged up, which is not a good thing. And then Monday was throwing up. Well, it's Tuesday morning, throwing up, which is more than 48 hours after the fall event, but I ended up spending Tuesday afternoon in the hospital, and they did various checks and scans, and it turns out I had a stomach infection, so yay, that's been fun all week. But as I said, we're good now, and I should be back to work on Monday. Well, back working, should I say. We're not working in the office at the moment. Where on earth is that attached there? There we go. You can't run with the chainsaw. Not in Farm Sim. Oh, I already chopped that one. There we go. Fall over already. Okay. Super strength on. And make the tree fall over. No, the infection was just something completely different. A lot of people I spoke to thought potential concussion, and we called the doctor, or my doctor, and she said, yeah, go to hospital and get yourself checked out, make sure it's not a concussion. So hence the hospital trip. But no, it was just stomach infection following a fall that was completely unrelated. So that's just the way of things. Let's get that right, and we'll go around about there. These trunks are gonna be, these trees were very short, so I'm saying that we'll definitely get at least one length of about 7 meters. But as I proved, I can't remember which play. No, it wasn't a playthrough. I was messing around because I wanted to know how much money you get from a tree. So I cut 5 meter lengths, 6 meter lengths, 7 meter lengths, and they all ended up pretty much the same amount of money. I just cut the same tree down over and over again, restarted and did it all again, and there was absolutely no difference with how much money you get from chopping down a tree until you hit a certain point. There were I can't remember whether it's extremely long lengths or sort of shorter than 4 meter. So if you go 3 meter lengths, then you get paid less. You end up with more physical lengths, but you don't get paid as much for them because they're too short. So 6, 7, 8, 9, they're all the same. The biggest difference is how much you end up with coming off the top that gets thrown away. So the little okay, that's how to tell the engine on is the little cap over the exhaust. But also I needed to engage drive, so otherwise we're not going anywhere. This is really awkward. I'm going to have to find a new way to mount the side panel, because I'm sitting sideways. Okay, hang on a sec. I'm going to budge the wheel over a little bit. Try not to unplug it, because that would be a bad thing. There now. Then turn the side panel a little bit. Move it back. There we go. That's probably a little bit better for me. Don't know whether it helps you guys, but yeah. The one thing I did prefer about Farm Sim 17, the Quick Look mod, which is the one I have mapped to the buttons on the steering wheel, allows me to change the camera angle by 45 degrees per press. If I do a double click, then it'll snap to the next location. But it used to be that forwards and up and down would go straight forward, straight back, and that's not mapped in the FS19 script. So, oops, let's see. From here, I do a double click up and end up looking that way. which was kind of handy. And let's go forwards. That's always a good plan. Ooh, or not. So yeah, these shorter javelin lengths, I don't think the tip of the wood is worth anything. Or if you cut the very tip of the wood, it disappears rather than remaining. And that bit's almost valueless. And so what ends up happening is varying lengths will get cut off. I think it's less than a foot. And so because that disappeared, it just disappears from the game. Much like, you've got the silage clamp mostly clean, we'll call it clean for when you start loading new stuff into it type of thing. But that is then not a piece of wood you can make money on. And so that's the variation when you're chopping trees as to how much of that little stump on the top of the tree you keep or lose when you're cutting to exact lengths. I think for my test I was using a Scorpion King so that I could get precisely 6 meter lengths or 5 meter lengths or whatever. Okay. I've done that sideways. And M Patchwork, good morning and welcome to the stream. We are finishing off the wood chopping. I've got the... Ooh. I guess we were around midday. Yeah, I think we spent all the morning last week game session chopping down trees. But this week I'm speeding up time, so we will probably only get one trailer load done before nightfall. This end table is a little bit all rickety, so we're going to have to excuse my front loader operations because I screwed that one up. Yeah, we screwed that one up. Let's fix that the cheaty way. Dude. Okay, that'll fall down nicely. So yeah, I'm not going to get any super precise handling of the side panel joystick for this operation. But it is what it is, so we'll make the best of it. It's probably completely the wrong place to grab this. Well, okay, we need the rear forks on the ground and then the front forks to rotate towards them. There we go. Oh, and we didn't clean it off. So, health and safety at work. Let's get the chainsaw out and... There we go. And okay, we'll jump over it. I was actually intending to go under it, but it's close enough. So yeah, this Yes, we may do tree chopping for the entirety of this session, but basically as soon as this thing is cleared, this will be the last session we do tree chopping for the year. I'll make that decision right now. So if I don't get all of the trees cleared off, I'll do the rest off camera. And the next thing we do here will be to stump grind and replant. And then we'll sell this land. And that will be on a stream, because why not? And since we're in the middle of winter, there will be lots of short days. I will be making time lapse quite quickly. We'll get through the winter and back into spring, where we can actually start doing farm stuff. So I was watching a video put out by a beef farmer in North Carolina, and they do some arable crops as money making outside of the beef, and sadly their fields flooded last week, and then the water went down and the fields flooded again. So I really shouldn't park there, should I? They're not going to get much in the way of a cash arable crop out this year, which is a little sad. Oh, we may have to cut that tree 3 times. I guess we'll see. But the farmer's reckoning that the soybeans are gone, and he can't get any more cheap soybean seeds. He doesn't want to buy the expensive stuff. And his corn is used for silage for the cows over winter. So that may be what he ends up planting if they can get back into the fields, because the fields are solid mud. And yeah, not going to be able to manage even the small tractors he has. They're only 2-wheel drive and could end up getting very stuck in the mud. Okay, this is awkward as well. But, because I had to move the wheel so I can get the side panel at a better angle. Unfortunately, I can't reach the keyboard easily. Okay. That's one. Oh, this was a long trunk. I'll go out that far. And we'll grab this bit. Yeah, so if the length had been less than half of this, then this tree bit would have vanished. Not a problem. So this was, what was it? We cut that into 3 pieces. So 21, 20, probably about a 24 footer. That's a good length and good value. Okay, that. I think it was Virtual Farmer's review on Little Norton new map. Very nice looking English map. Not by a map maker I know, or I don't know any map makers personally, but am acquainted with. So that could be possibility for something I look at, maybe as a personal matter. To be honest, this is the only farm sim I'm playing very much of at the moment. Oops, wrong way. Just the Saturday morning stream. This week, since I haven't been working and it's been a case of I can sit down for a bit and then the pain sets in, because I got banged up pretty badly last Saturday. It was sort of sit down, play something, and then get up and go sit on something comfortable or lie down or take a nap and then come back again, and it was all sort of a lot of stop and go type of stuff. I've been playing, I think it was Fantasy General 2 and very little bit of Train Sim World. Because Train Sim World you can play for about half an hour and then scenario or the mission's over, yeah. The trip's over, you're done. Because the lines are only about 30 miles at the most long, and at 60 miles an hour that takes less than 30, well, that takes 30 minutes, add stops to pick up passengers, and you're still only talking about 45-minute run. And I can manage that and then get up and do stuff. And Fantasy General, because it's a turn-based game based on so the old 1980s tabletop hex war games. So things like Panzer General and what have you that came from the Avalon Hill stable, if you're familiar with wargaming of old. And they got ported to PC, and then Fantasy General joined the lineup, which was kind of fun because it brought in orcs and goblins and what have you, and tree folk. In a Panzer General type game. Well, might be a couple of years ago, Fantasy General 2 came out, and so it's very much in the same vein. Your turn, the other team's turn, your turn, the other team's turn. I never finished the campaign, so I've been playing that this week. Since I pretty much bought the game when it came out and then didn't play it much. There's a lot over there. Now I'm wondering if this grass will do like the field grass and die out over winter, which will make it easier to see the logs that I haven't picked up on the ground. But our field grass is not regrowing right now, so we're kind of stuck with what we have. This tree, oops, let's try not to reverse through the hedge. This tree limb looks a little long too. And the drop was a little on the close side. There we go. Oh no, it's not long. I have been thinking maybe I should get back into a little bit more farm sim during the week, and possibly expanding the streaming schedule as well, since currently the only thing I stream is Saturday mornings. And I do enjoy playing farm sim. It's just sometimes, recently, I just can't be bothered. I'm so exhausted after working all day. But we do have Hungertime to clean off. We finished the first year of that. And last we were there, I believe we had just completed harvesting all of our fields. And of course there's all the contracts to do on that one. So my aim at the moment for Hungertime is I'm definitely going to play a second year. But we're going to try and do a lot of contracting so that I can get the contracting achievement done. Okay. Let's push that down there. Alter the camera angle so I can see where it is. And knock it up. Oh, there we go. Didn't even have to tap the safety bars on the side. Okay, so I think there was a log in the grass over here. There it is. I think we probably missed this one from last week. So expanding the schedule probably won't be announced beforehand, and I'll do what I feel like doing. I think we've settled down now. We don't have any foster kids in the home, and don't intend to continue that now because we've not had a good time with our foster care workers recently. And yeah, we've been trying to settle into a home with the lockdown going on, so it's not been particularly easy getting furniture, getting work done, and everything else. We have heard back from the adoption that we put out to query on, and with that one we found what was it? The girl was just moved to a new home, and the new foster parents are considering adoption as well. My wife and I are both of the opinion if she's somewhere where she wants to be and they want to keep her full time, then it's probably best that she not move. I think everybody else in the loop is similarly concerned with the same thing. So they have a meeting this coming week, I think, to discuss options. And then if that falls through, then we're next on the list for consideration. But we'll just have to see how that pans out. And why can't I cut that tree? Okay. It's better. Push over. Push. I'm losing count of how many I've done. I think this is the 5th one. Oops. I'll chop these up and then we'll see what the next is. Okay, push the button, that's how it works. How was that? I still see a lot of tree there. Let's walk down this one too. This also used to be a lot easier in 17 than it did in 18, or 19, sorry, or than it is in 19. And there's the stripped, okay. And I've also heard news that Lawfolds is coming out for Farm Sim 19, and it is an official version approved by the original map maker. So I may be taking a look at that one. Not such an extended visit, I don't think, because I was on that for 600 plus hours in 17. Oh, it's a bit at the end. But it's nice to see what FS19 does to it, because it's a new map maker who's got permission from Stussy to redo the map for 19. So good things like it will be seasons ready, and we just played it with seasons in 17. And the like, but he's had to change the farm silos for some reason. But he did relay on his Facebook page that the original map author is, he has a lot of connection with the map, whether it be real life or whatever, so he doesn't want it changed too significantly. And I guess if we get to a point where Mrs. Osa can play, get a steering wheel out, and is that all of them? No, that looks like a tree. I may end up having to get her a steering wheel attachment thing, because we can no longer connect or clamp the steering wheels to our desks because of the amount of the thickness of the frame.